Alrighty, this is the position 2 review for the Huskar. Alright, hanging out, get your own tangos, good stuff. It's like a bracer right off the bat. 2 branches, interesting. Let's look up the meta starting items real quick. Alright.
Now you're
That looks about right. You have the fairy fire, okay, good stuff. And the 2 branches, interesting.
How many daggers am I holding up?
Oh, this makes it all worthwhile.
Alright, so I assume you're going to get flaming spears here in a second. There you go, you have flaming spears. You don't get to throw any of them? Oh, that's a shame. There's a big group there. Everybody blocked your... Alright, not a big deal. Good. I would have chased a little bit more, but okay. Does look like you did get a couple walking attacks, like orb walking. Alright, watching the block. Interesting block technique. So not real efficient. Looks like you're using the S key to stop movement as you walk forward. And the more effective way to block is to do kind of a left, right zigzag with your character as you go up. A lot of attack animation cancel on some of those. Okay, close. Should be a very easy deny. Oh, that has to have been a misclick. That was a very easy deny that you missed. Okay, walks it back. Aggro in there. Good flaming spears. Okay. Yeah, there's no reason to attack cancel those. You're not even close. Okay, you missed that one too. Okay, got that one. Flaming spear, there you go. That was an easy one. Drop a... Okay, I'm gonna use it for the last 2, that's fine. Not a big deal. That was an unnecessary right click, you didn't need to damage that guy as a freebie deny. You should have had that one. Okay, a little early. Nice. Stay in range for that range creep. Okay. I think you walked out of experience range for that range creep. I'm not sure. Okay, that was an easy last hit right there. You prepped it too early. Flaming, there you go. Walk further to the right for your flaming spears. So walk out lane. Easy deny. Yeah, so you do that attack animation canceling and then you miss a lot of easy ones. Okay. Water runes, doesn't matter. Hit the wave, finish the wave off. Okay. So you gave so what happened there is you let the Tidehunter walk to the bottom rune, you let him get that one, you kind of stood here, you didn't nuke the wave, and then you waited so long you didn't auto attack the creeps that Tide was able to come up, secure his last hit, and now he's walking to the top river rune. So you missed both river runes, Tide got both of them, and you didn't even get the deny or push the wave into his tower. So that was probably an overall loss for you there. Alright. So you need to harass right there. So this is something kind of interesting. So you know Tide is going for the water rune, and that's fine. And you're not going to contest this one. So at this point, Tide walks off and he's leaving for the river, and that's fine. So what's interesting is what happens when you see him come back the middle. Tide gets the river rune, and he comes back right here. Right here is the moment that you can bully Tide out. So Tide is going to walk for some reason. He decides he thinks he can walk from this point and just straight back into the wave. For him to get to the wave, he has to cross this whole distance. You can intercept him. You can come up to about this point and right click, right click, right click, right click. That's 4 flaming spears on him before he even gets back to the wave. That's going to be huge. It's basically the same as if Tide somehow teleported his dumbass over here and he was also doing the same thing walking back. You could just stand here and again, 1, 2, 3, 4 before he gets home. So basically, Tide is way out of position here. You can start walking this way, and if Tide is smart, then once he sees you walk this way and start to get the right click, he's then going to turn around and then go back up the cliff, and then that gives you a free, set of creeps here. You get the experience on this one, you get the experience on this one, and more importantly, you probably get the deny on this one, and maybe prep a deny on this one. But for some reason, you're gonna just let him walk back for free, and then continue to focus on your CS here. And your CS is missing a bit, so maybe you're kind of thinking you need to focus on it more. But this is a huge opportunity to harass the Tide while he walks. Okay. Again, Flaming Spear. You gotta get those early Flaming Spears, because it hurts you, but it hurts him a lot more. What's his regen look like? He has none. So Tide doesn't even have any more regen. I don't know if he bought it and he used it already, or if he just didn't show up with any. But he's got no tangos, he's got no salve. You have tangos and branches, so you're gonna be much better off than he is. So yeah, keep throwing those Flaming Spears. So you kind of walked a circle where you could have thrown one more spear. So you're doing your attack animation canceling. You're missing the deny. You go for the last hit. Okay. Nice deny there. Flaming Spear. Walk up. Flaming Spear. Good. Now keep walking up. So right there, you threw a Flaming Spear. You threw a Flaming Spear. This creep came up into aggro range. So the tower right here, you can probably see it because the tower is starting to do its neck bend thing, and the tower is doing this weird thing with its mouth. So the tower is prepping to shoot a shot at these creeps here. So if you walk right past this creep and you throw another Flaming Spear, the tower isn't going to start attacking you because it's still got that shot that's coming in the air to this creep. So you get one more Flaming Spear, and then even if you don't want to walk past this one, that's fine. You can still stand right here behind the creep, and then if the Tide comes up to get these range creep last hits, you can throw more spears on. But for some reason, you walk like a loop. And not only do you walk a loop further away, you walk a loop downhill. So you're shooting from the river now. And the problem is with the river, trying to shoot uphill into these creeps, you have mischance. And so you've basically given away some of your accuracy for no reason. If you wanted for some weird reason to walk away from these creeps, you can walk straight up this way diagonally and still stay on the high ground. But now, if for some reason someone's going for a last hit on this, and he decides to try and nuke it with his spell, you don't even have a good chance to deny it with a right click because you're going to miss some of the time. So I would say don't do that. Again, Flaming Spear. A lot of chances for you to throw Flaming Spears, and I get that maybe you're playing a little close to the vest. I don't know why you prepped all those right clicks. That's weird. All right, right click that. Okay, miss, go back for it. There you go. Weird. Deny. That's a freebie deny right there. For some reason, you were too scared with what you were doing that you didn't deny that creep. All right, that's not good, but stuff. You can push this one a little bit since it's a little high for you. Not a big deal. Okay, I don't know why you're pushing on the second one, but alright. That works. Deny that. There you go. 3 denies. Too many denies here. This is gonna push the next one into the tower. So denying that creep early just means these two creeps take an extra 2 or 3 hits from the tower. You could have let that creep tank. Tide was nowhere near the last hit there. You denying your own creep like 3 hits early just makes it harder to hit this creep and maybe harder to hit this next range creep. That was unnecessary. So you got the melee one just fine. Okay, you got that just fine. Alright, so it turned out it wasn't a problem at all anyway, but I don't think you had to do that. Sometimes you would end up missing it. Denies there. Bully him out, he's got a clarity. So Tide now has to dance around and play scared for the next, how fucking long is this for? Like 15 or 18 seconds? I'm a support, I should know. 25 seconds. So Tide wants to play scared for 25 seconds with that clarity. And him having that, just popping it early, is a great opportunity for you to bully him out of XP range. So this is when you shouldn't be standing on the low ground. You should be last hitting your own wave from his steps here. So you walk past the wave, you go here, you scare him, he thinks he's going to lose his clarity with a Flaming Spear, and then you turn around and you last hit from here, because whether you last hit from here or from here is going to be the same. There's no uphill difference. It's just you making sure that you're within range to try and get it. based on the the attack projectile timing. But there's no reason for you to play here. Like now that Tide is scared, he's low health, he's low mana, he has a clarity running, you're full everything. You should not be playing along this horizontal line. So let me see. Like this is kind of the area that you're playing right here, and you need to be playing this zone right here. So this way you can still attack back, but then you can also throw the spear out of the Tide, and that means if you're playing this zone here, Tide feels like he needs to play this zone back here just to protect his stupid clarity. And this distance is too far for him to get XP range, so he's not going to get XP on these creeps here if you bully him way back to his own tower. Alright. Okay, good. You prepped that deny, that was bad, so you missed the deny because you prepped it. There's no reason to prep that. Tide was nowhere near denying it, and so you missed a free last hit there as well. So you're throwing a lot of extra hits onto creeps for no reason when Tide isn't anywhere near the wave. Okay, interesting. Now you throw... So again, you've given up all 4 water runes, and that's okay. Tide isn't even bottling, and you don't need them for anything. But because Tide is playing so passively and scared, you should be playing more aggressive. And this is a good position, but the thing is the creeps are also back here. So you want the creeps to stay in the middle of the river and then still play at the top of the stairs. Should be an easy deny. Nope, see, you prepped again. You keep prepping these creeps for no reason. Tide is nowhere nearby, and you don't need to. So let's get to this wave again. Right here, this one. You didn't need to prep that creep, and I probably screwed up by fast forwarding too much. But alright, so right here, Tide is running off. He's going to go hit the small camp. You don't need to prep this creep, and so you're walking around it. Tide is well out of range. Nothing's going on. This right click here, this is way too early, and you don't have the attack speed to get a second one in, so you basically gave that creep up. And Tide, in this case, is out of XP range, so it's not a big deal, but you've been doing it a lot of times where Tide is actually fairly close, so you may be giving him some experience. Yeah, just go stand on top of the stairs. There's no reason to be low ground here. Okay, that was a better one. You denied that guy early. All right, again, early. You missed the last hit because you're prepping too much. And you're dancing a lot. So most people don't do the 5 or 6 wiggle waggles. So if you're looking at an enemy creep and you're attack canceling by spamming your S key like 47 times, then something's wrong. You shouldn't need to attack cancel more than about twice. If you're doing it like 6 times like that, then you're standing around doing nothing. You need to be moving your character into the ideal position a little bit more. You need to be throwing another right click on the enemy hero when they're around, or something else. But you don't need to, basically, have your hero do a an epileptic seizure episode while they watch a creep, trying to decide if they want to deny it. If you have that much time, you have more time to take a half step this way and then start doing your attack animations, or maybe 2 or 3 steps this way before you start doing it. And that way your hero is in 2 or 3 steps closer to the ideal position than they are now. I think you don't. You probably imagine you're in the perfect position already, and so you don't think there's any need to go somewhere else. So like right now, for this creep right here, the ideal position isn't right here next to it. It's nice that the distance would be short, and you don't have to calculate the attack projectile as much. But really, once this creep finishes, then your creeps are going to start hitting this one. You still want to get the deny, and then you've got a battle where your creep is going to be on the low ground, this creep is going to be on the high ground. So you want to end this fight on top of these stairs here. So this is where you are right now. That's fine. Tide is somewhere out here. His experience range for being near the creep is somewhere about here. So if your position is actually right here, you can still deny that creep, or last hit that creep. You can still deny your creep. When these creeps keep fighting, this creep is still going to stay in this position right here, but your range creep is actually going to move up to be in this position. So these guys are going to fight each other. This creep is going to have uphill miss, and you, if you're still in this position on the low ground, is also going to have uphill miss on that guy. So by staying right here, you not only deny Tide any of the experience by bullying him out of this zone, but you also make sure that you're not going to miss and screw up your next last hit, because you want to pay attention to what the future last hit's going to be. All right. Okay. Use the spell for a nuke. It's not a big deal. You got some good harass on him there. I guess you're pushing this way because you have a catapult. Okay, so there's no reason to prep a deny if you're trying to push. You just want to go for the actual one deny. And since the Tide is still here, it doesn't look like you're going for the tower damage anymore, which is fine. Alright, yeah, you want to aggro those creeps onto yourself so that they keep more health on the tower, or on the catapult. Oh, too early. Yep, that last hit right there was definitely too early. Yep, another early one. You're missing easy last hits, uncontested. No one is anywhere near close to fighting you for them, and you're not getting any of them. You're missing all these. I guess maybe it's worth the 3 catapult rocks that got thrown, but I'm going to say probably not. You know, if that's what you were calculating, then okay, maybe. But I don't think it was worth the 3 catapult rocks. Okay, you've got no creeps here, so this is okay. You just TP's out. That's nice. All right, deny. That was a free deny right there. Again, not a big deal. You know, Tide isn't in the area anymore, but you should get in the habit of it. Okay, you're tanking these because you don't want the catapult to attack uphill, but you're tanking too much damage. So you could have walked those creeps around and taken a little less damage. I understand you don't want the catapult to get into your tower, but you could have also baited the melee and the range creeps in a little further and not taken quite this much damage. There's a little extra harassing that you didn't need. Nope. Okay, that one looked bad. Okay, good deny. Good principle. You know, stick with it. Really no need for you to do that. You just keep nuking these creeps here, and they will handle that catapult for you. But whatever. The fire spears going onto that guy are just kind of, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Good. This is probably that thing where you die. Maybe this is where you said you did the math. Okay, that looks fine. No, missed the melee creep. Okay, there you go. And see, the problem with that one was, here, let's go back and go over that. So this is the fight. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so right here, you go back because you just got scared from the Tide. Maybe you thought he was going to ravage you or something. That's fine. Now you go back to lasting these creeps. So you turning to hit this creep is fine. The problem is you got lucky and you got an uphill hit on this creep when you may not have. So right now you're in the wrong position again. And again, we're just talking about ideal position. Your current position is here. Ideal position is right here because again you can still throw the hits onto this creep, but once it comes time to hit this one, you can hit him straight on level ground. Whereas the way you do it, you end up getting the creep on the melee ground here, which is fine. Prep. Let's see. Okay, prep it again. You turn. I thought you turn. Okay, so somehow you turn. You do get that guy, and then right there, that hit, that was luck. So I think it's what 40% miss chance. So you did turn. You got the melee creep, and then you turned back, and you were able to get the range creep. But if you had missed that melee creep hit, then there was a chance that your other guys would come up and screwed it over for you. So and you could get 2 uphill miss chances sometimes too. And it's just what. 0.4 times 0.4, whatever that comes out to. It's like, maybe a 15-20% chance that you get 2 misses in a row, and then you would have missed that last hit and not gotten the extra gold. So try to stand on the top of the stairs when there's no threat of anyone else in the area. Alright, looks like you're going to dive here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, this is not good. Creeps come back. See that whole time where you were dancing around, your creeps were taking attacks from the tower. So you could have gotten like 3 free flaming spears on the Tide while you were doing that. And now you're going to try and dive in and kill him without any creeps at all. Yeah, that's not fantastic. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what happens next. You come back to your lane. Okay, so now you're going off ganking, doing that stuff. So laning is over, so that's about that. Definitely work on the last hitting. I don't know if maybe you're just not a Huskar player, but there were some freebies that as a core player you can easily get. Even when the Tide's not even contesting you, I would work on throwing some extra harass on the enemy core, on the enemy mid laner, when he's trying to posture, he's trying to stay within XP range, and then work on standing far enough past the creep wave that you can deny when you're strong. So there are moments where, excuse me, you have to play behind your own creep wave and play it safe and aggro back, split the creeps, and there are moments where you want to just walk completely past the creep wave, not even pay any attention to them, and just completely zone out the enemy core. You will miss some last hits and denies doing that, but you will also, just force them completely out of XP range anyway, and so you're still gaining a good advantage on them. And for someone like a mid laner, keeping him from getting his level 6 is key. In this case, Tidehunter, it's not really a great fighting level 6 early on, but he did manage to turn it around on you. And then kill you with it. Whereas if you had a level advantage and you went for that dive while you were 6 and he was still 5, you probably would have killed the Tidehunter and gotten out just fine. And that's about it. So let's go on to the P1.